Good morning, grinders. This is Richard Badger, Team Red, Fat Grind, June 30th, this Saturday. Um, as I've been thinking, this is the last week for the Fat Grind Challenge, but it's the beginning of the grind movement. Last night on Facebook, I actually posted on the grind page, the grind site, kind of the beginning video, what started it all. And so on Monday, you all got together and were talking. I was sharing um, some of my testimony, and I thought it would be good to share it with the rest of the grinders of the world. And so, what I was talking about was that prior to me being approached about the fat grind challenge, I was actually in the process of getting the lap band surgeries. One of the gastric bypass surgeries that they do is the least invasive, but it's I was contemplating getting that, and I was actually more than contemplating. I had actually went to the doctor. I had done everything except for do the last step, which was a 3-month diet that's supervised by my physician. But other than that, I did everything else. I met with the psychiatrist. I did all the testing. I went to the orientation. I did all of that. And this wasn't the first time. This is actually the second time that I did that. But both the first and the second time that I thought about the surgery, something would not allow me to actually go through with it. So when I was approached by G and Luke, about this challenge, I took it on. I embraced it, but I really think it was God's way of telling me that the surgery was not the right way for me to go about losing the weight. I figure the surgery is good for some people, but it's not good for everyone. And so if you're struggling about whether you should get the surgery or not, then I would definitely encourage you to get a trainer and really try to grind it out the traditional route. 2 reasons. One, it's probably healthier to go the natural way of losing weight, but also you're going to feel much more satisfied. And although I'm not where I want to be as of yet, I'm definitely not where I was. And so I definitely owe my life at this point to G for his vision of putting together the grind movement, to Luke, who definitely jumped on board quickly and has been excited through the whole duration, to Tosha, who, anytime that you have a young, eager sister on board, she's going to make it very fun, very challenging. And for a man's ego, we really don't want to lose to a girl. So I tip my hat to Tosha for grinding it out. Even though she was in a car accident and injured, she's still been going at it and going at it very, very diligently. So I tip my hat to Tosha as well. And then also, I tip my hat to Steve. Steve was Luke's trainer on Team Blue. And he just came in with a whole different discipline. I tip my hat to Manan from Team Black. Each of the trainers had a different type of way of doing this thing. But the one thing that was uniform was, if you eat right, if you work out, you'll lose the weight. And then lastly, but definitely not least, I want to tip my hat to Portia Carmen, PC Fitness, who took me on as a project and has done an outstanding job. So Portia, love you. Thank you for all the hard work. And so I definitely want to share some of my testimony, because as I was talking to the group on Monday, I was just saying that for this challenge to come to me was definitely a blessing, and to see the results in the fashion that I've seen it thus far has been exciting and reassuring that I'm doing the right thing and I'm doing it the right way. So I was telling them, I said, and Luke was there at the time, so Luke understood where I was coming from. Unless you're a big person, an obese person, such as myself, such as Luke, there are certain things, certain natural things that are not going to occur to people that are an extreme challenge for plus size people. And I was talking to them about, I do a lot of traveling, and it is always a thought in the back of my mind, will I be able to fasten the seatbelt on the plane? Normal sized people don't have to think about that, but I did. I won't have to think about it anymore, but I used to have to think about those things. Through the course of maybe the past, let's say 7 or 8 years, I've probably broken 4 toilet seats at home. Not that I'm jumping up and down on them, but just using the restroom, I've broken toilet seats. And it's those things that, unless you're a big person, You don't. How do you talk about that? That's an embarrassing fact that, and that's something that people don't think about. It's like you get a new toilet seat. It's not because you're remodeling your house. It's because you broke the previous one, and that's something that it happens. It happens maybe far too often, but we have been, as big people, we have been conditioned to really mask and hide all those embarrassing facts that just that happen to us. Putting on your shoes and tying up your shoes, it is a challenge. Putting a belt on and having to loop it through the back it can be a challenge. I mean, there are so many things that we take for granted, that regular size people take for granted. And I was saying that one of the worst things that somebody can do who's a regular sized person is to tell a big person, well, just stop what you're doing, just change it, just fix it, because it really is not that easy. There's a number of factors that go into why people are big and why people remain big and or get even bigger. A large part of that is fear, it's doubt, it's depression, it's denial. It could be a number of things, and but also there's no one that's really telling them, nobody who's close and intimate to them, that's telling them, listen, I'm really worried about your health. You really need to do something about it. So, for all the big people who are out there that are going to see this video, I definitely urge you to look at yourself. Take a picture. Don't look at yourself in the mirror, but take a picture of yourself. Shoot a video of yourself so that you can actually look eye to eye with yourself and remove your face from that silhouette and just look at the person. Look at the person's body. Look at the physique of the person, and ask yourself if that's the person that you want to be. And so when you take yourself out of it, it may be a little bit easier to be able to look at yourself and really see that there's an issue there, and it may encourage you to do something about it. Start slow, start gradual, and you'll feel better as time goes on. But I'm definitely appreciative to G for having this vision and this foresight, and the will to actually execute this thing, put this thing in motion. It's one thing to have a vision, it's another thing to act on it. So G, thank you. You have very well may have saved my life. And this movement, although this competition, the PHAT grind, is completed on Saturday, the grind movement is just at its very infantile stage. So this is definitely a movement that's going to live on forever. Luke and Tosha and I, we're going to be going at it forever. Portia, Manan, Steve, they're going to be doing their thing forever. And this grind movement has been just definitely encouraging. If you are following us on the Facebook wall, you see that we have over 2,000 people that are following us on a regular basis. We have people who are commenting on a regular basis. Showcase the work that you're doing. If it's your first workout, let us know that it's your first workout. There's nothing better than having a cheerleading squad that's going to keep you motivated, keep you uplifted, keep you encouraged, because it is hard to do this. It is hard to start. The hardest thing is starting. But the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And so on March 1st, Luke, Tosha, and myself, we all took that first step. And we're much better for that. And with PHAT grind, it's not about your size. It's not about your fat. It's not about your weight. It's about being healthy, because we really want people to be healthy, and that's what we're trying to promote. We're trying to promote healthy lifestyles. So although we called it PHAT, it's PHAT, not FAT. And so we wanted to keep it where we are targeting our demographic, because fitness is something that we don't talk about on a regular basis, but we're talking about it now, and we're making fitness fly. So we want to look good, but we also want to feel good, and so we want to make sure that people are doing it the right way, the systemic way, so you have the long-term benefit. I am proud, I'm honored that I was asked to be in this challenge. I'm greatly appreciative. I think my wife appreciates it as well. I know my children do, and my doctor does for sure. But it's been a great journey. It's kind of a bittersweet ending, because you look forward to the competition, but this is, like I said, this was the pilot, so there will be other cycles. So if you're interested in participating in the next cycle of the PHAT grind, then keep watching us on the Facebook page. We'll be posting it when we get to that point. of bringing in the next candidates for their Fat Grind Challenge. But we'd definitely love to see you this Saturday, June 30th at Estabrook Park. Registration begins at 8:30. It's $25, and we still have the car magnet. So we want to make sure that people know that the grind movement is not just about June 30th. The walk run is the culmination of the Fat Grind Challenge, but the grind movement is just that, it's a movement. So definitely, come to myself, Portia for Team Red. If you want your car magnet, $5 donation for the car magnets, or you can go to Luke or Steve for the blue magnets, or you can go to Manana Tosha for the black magnets. We'll have the car magnets available on Saturday at the walk run. Again, registration is at 8:30 for the grind walk run. And if you want to go online to register, you can go to www.grindmke.com. Grind, GRIND, and you can register online, or you can register on site Saturday morning. So definitely want to see you in the place Saturday morning at Estabrook Park at the walk run. It's a 5K walk run, and we should have a good time. But grinders of the world, share this information with everybody. This is information that we all need to know. I don't care if you're underweight. Just because you're underweight doesn't mean that you're fit. So again, it's about living a healthy lifestyle. It's been a journey, a great journey, and the journey has just begun for me. And I just want to thank you all for following the grind movement, supporting us throughout this endeavor. And I appreciate all the comments and commentary that's going on the page, and keep it going. So with that, I'm out.